eventual death through hyperglycemia. Now, 4 months after, ministers whose statutory responsibility, 4 months after, ministers whose statutory responsibility it is, 1, to protect children, 2, to make sure that there are safe spaces in our educational institutions, have neither spoken nor taken any action. No action whatsoever. And what is most distasteful and befuddling is the fact that the Minister of Women Affairs, particularly a mother and grandmother, who prides herself to be big on issues around protecting children and women, that same Minister of Women Affairs has maintained a conspiracy of silence and inaction. A conspiracy of silence and inaction. Now, this is a minister that about 2 months ago, when there was story of a teacher flogging a child in Kwali and the child eventually died, the minister rushed to make a statement simply because that child is the child, a grandchild of one of the former big men in our country. 2 months after Karen had died, and the minister who had been told of this situation did not say anything or take any action, did not as much as even call the family of Karen Apuch to speak with them. The same minister rushed when it affected the grandson of a former big man in our country. This selective approach to ensuring that justice is done is distasteful, and we have said that we will not keep quiet because it amounts to high-level hypocrisy. It reeks of hypocrisy from the pit of hell when you would say you are big on children, you are big on women, and a child dies in the FCT based on rape, allegedly in a school, and then Pauline Talen, who has disappointed us and disappointed the credentials she purports to have, is silent. And we are saying the Minister of Education also, Malam Adamu, he has a responsibility that all educational institutions must be kept safe for children and students. 4 months after his mom, but he acted also on the Kwali case when it happened, 2 months after Karen's. But because Karen is not the child of a politician, a big wig, they are quiet about it. They are in a conspiracy of silence and inaction. We are saying the road may be rough, it may be long and tortuous, but we will remain undaunted and we will coordinate a nationwide protest if after 5 days they do not speak. Karen Apuch will not be a mere statistics that will be used when they say children who died of sexual abuse, they will just call her name and the perpetrator is there walking free. There will be no distinction between the rapists and those who are shielding the rapists. We will go at all lengths legally possible to ensure. And let me say, the civil society organizations are well licensed, and we will take steps to even commence our own. Before the mother and the family commence legal action, we will commence legal action for criminal negligence on the part of Premier Academy Lugbe, because the mother has claimed that that is where it happened. From the stories we have also investigated, we are convinced that Premier Academy Lugbe Abuja has questions to answer and account for what happened to Karen. Remember, we got intelligence, we got intel that on the 15th and 16th of June 2021, Karen Apuchakpa could not walk to class on the 16th because she was written in pains, and her classmates, 2 of them, held her hands and walked with her. The FCT Police Command, which should bury his head in shame, did not work on our intelligence to call for the video of 15th and 16th, particularly from the clinic area where we believe this would have happened. So we are saying that we are glad now that the First Gender Office of the Inspector General of Police has now taken charge of this action. But we are saying that equity helps the vigilant, not the indolent. So we are saying that we as civil society, the family of Karen also, and you, gentlemen of the press, must be vigilant so that we don't take things for granted. And that is why we are calling on the Minister of Women Affairs and the Minister of Education, so that they themselves will show that they have genuine interest in the matter and work with the civil society, the family, and the police to ensure that the First Gender Office gets the culprit. Remember, the FCT command hid medical report, hid autopsy report, but those of us who are investigative journalists, who are also in the civil society, went through our own means and we got it. And like we say, preliminary autopsy report confirmed that Karen was not just raped, Karen was raped and sodomized. Medical report, the doctor said it unequivocally that Karen was raped, condom was left inside of her, the condom infected her with sepsis, and that sepsis spiked her blood sugar. Being a type 1 diabetic patient, that led to a tragic end. So we are saying we will account. We will hold the Minister of Women Affairs accountable. We will hold the Ministry of Education accountable. We will hold Premier Academy accountable. They must show us an edited script of video of their 54 CCTV cameras, especially of the 15th and 16th, accounting for what happened to Karen Abuja. But we promise, as long as tedious as it is, we don't have the resources, but we have God and truth on our path, and we will be undaunted. We must get to the bottom of this. I'm Lugbe. I'm the convener of Men Against Rape Foundation, the leader of the coalition of gender-based violence responders, and as you know, I am also a journalist. Thank you. So the acknowledged copy, if you want to capture your camera, fine. Then